Hello, everyone. My name is Kaylee Krushinsky, and I'm here with my coworker, Chantal Kozar, today to introduce ourselves and to talk a little bit about our intentions for the Mothertree Collective. And so the Mothertree Collective was born um, last spring, in the spring of 2022. And it came about for many reasons. My background was midwifery, so I had been a midwife for many years, and I was in the middle of a maternity leave with my second son when when the pandemic started. So there was a lot of isolation that started for me personally, and I went through a really lonely period of time as a postpartum mama. And despite being a midwife and having a lot of community and a lot of support, I found that really difficult to be so isolated. And I was also hearing from a lot of other mamas at the time. People were just getting my number and reaching out to me. And I was hearing from women that they were also isolated, and they were also needing some more support than what they were receiving. And I was also hearing that there was a lack of breastfeeding support. And I personally had received a lot of amazing breastfeeding support through the Breastfeeding Cafe that Chantal used to run. And it was a real hub for me for learning and just for kind of being able to look forward to the next stage of breastfeeding. And I learned so much just from listening to other mamas talk, and from the beautiful facilitation that Chantal and Lisa provided. And so with my second son, I really missed that. The Breastfeeding Cafe had to shut down in the midst of COVID. And so I missed having that community and that support. And so I decided to jump into breastfeeding myself a little bit more. I mean, I'd been a midwife for many years, so I had quite a bit of experience with breastfeeding support, but I also felt like I was rusty. And so I went back to school. I did the Douglas College program for the Douglas College Breastfeeding Education Program, and learned a lot. And so I've been providing breastfeeding support in the community for the last almost the last year. And I am becoming pretty obsessed with breastfeeding, I have to say. I absolutely love it. And I really believe that breastfeeding is one of those things that when you have a really strong breastfeeding community, then you can support each other, and you can bring your questions and your concerns to other breastfeeding women who can support you. And there's just such a richness to that resource. And so I'm really excited to be a part of bringing that kind of a resource back to this community. Another thing that happened through the isolating days of the pandemic was that I began a women's circle just in my house. I invited women in my community to join and gather. And that was part of my way of dealing with some of my own isolation, my own feelings of isolation. And it just reminded me how powerful it is when we gather as women, when we connect and we share. There's just so much magic that can be created. And so that's another part of my intention of bringing the Mothertree Collective forward, is to create more opportunities for women to gather and to connect. And so there's breastfeeding support, there's opportunities for connection, and we look forward to bringing more opportunities for learning as well. So I'll pass it over to Chantal to introduce herself. Thanks, Chantal.
Hi. So I'm Chantal, and I also have two children. They're older, so my breastfeeding days have long ended, but I have been supporting moms over 10 years in the community here in Kelowna. And I just love so much to connect with moms and to watch them as they go through this journey of mothering. And breastfeeding can be a really empowering experience, and it can be really frustrating, and it can be a huge preparation for what's to come for the rest of your life. As we know, mothering and parenting continues forever. And so I just love the breastfeeding piece of connecting with moms that way to support them. And I was really missing that. I was really missing connecting with moms and snuggling the babies. And so when Kaylee reached out, I was just so excited because I know most of you who have had the luxury of having midwifery care for your births know how much reverence and love and trust that you have for your midwives. And at least that was my experience. And I've talked to many who feel that way. And so I felt so honored that she was starting something, because I really missed it, but I didn't really feel like going out and starting something new, or I felt a bit stuck. So it just came in at the perfect time. And I feel like we just bring such a great relationship to supporting moms. You know, we both have our strengths, and so I'm really grateful that we are able to collaborate through the Mothertree Collective and offer amazing support, like amazing prenatal breastfeeding classes, monthly circles for community, home visits for one-on-one support. We're introducing some packages for continued support and mentorship, because mothering is up and down and it's challenging, and we know that, and we want to be there for you. So we're so excited to meet you. We are in Kelowna, British Columbia, and so for the in-person stuff, that's where we are, but we can always connect with you online as well. So please don't hesitate to reach out, and we hope to connect with you soon. Thank you.
Thank you.